Hi, as Steve fixes his camera, welcome to episode 20 of the Dirty Nerdy podcast. Uh, I'm a we've made it 20 episode, guys.
Yay!
Last week, Steve and I talked about this, and I was like, maybe we do a shirtless one. And then I thought about it today. Maybe we'll make episode 100 shirtless, so that will give Steve and I 80 more weeks to get in shape.
Or if we hit 1,000 subscribers before then, we keep our shirts on.
If we hit 1,000 subscribers, I'll do a pantless stream. Fuck it.
Wait, you guys want to always do a pantsless stream?
I'm down for this. I mean, I also need time myself to get back in shape because daddy life has definitely put some
There we
pounds
go.
on.
So there we go. Then that's it. Episode 100, shirtless stream. It's happening, Steve. We got to get it.
All right. Hopefully,
So
I'll
on
be
that
back in
note-
Hawaii by that point.
What's that?
Nothing.
You're moving to Hawaii by then?
Well, yeah, I hope I'm moving to Hawaii by then, but
Well, you'll definitely want to be in shape for shirtless stream then. So, Steve, how was your week? Did you watch anything neat?
it was good. Large portion of my week was occupied by this monstrosity right here. But I got Miles Morales, Spider-Man. Played that, beat it. It's only about 15, 20 hours worth of playtime, but man, that game is so much fun. I'll swing through New York City all day long, just stopping crime. So that was a big part of mine. We also watched Death on the Nile. It's a Kenneth Branagh movie, Hercule Poirot. It's on HBO Max right now. Pretty good. I liked it. I enjoyed watching it.
I almost
Not
turned
much
that
in
on,
the
but I
way of
decided to
TV.
Suicide Squad because I was going to bed.
Oh, yeah.
Steve? Did you enjoy that more than Death on a Train?
The Orient Express. I actually haven't
Orient
seen the Orient
Express,
Express.
yeah. Oh, yeah, whatever. I forgot what it was called. But I was like, I know Death on the Nile is like the sequel.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can't remember the name. But yes,
We're
thanks.
going to look for it this afternoon and try and watch it.
Okay.
So, and then I watched Moonknight. We'll talk about that later. That's pretty much been my week. We kind of had a lot going on with stuff, so I didn't get a whole lot of time to consume any media.
All right. Avery, speaking of Death on a Train, we saw that together.
Yes.
What did you think of that when you saw it? Like, I didn't think much of it. Like, I was like, it's all right.
It was okay. It wasn't anything where I was like, oh, this is, like I figured out the mystery, I don't know, maybe within the first 30 minutes of it. It was really hard to figure out. Every character in there were pretty easy to figure out, and they're all in their own right assholes. So, but nothing to like really, where I was like, oh man, this is definitely the best, whodunit clue movie ever.
Yeah. You see, it was so impactful on my life that I don't even remember how it ended, and I want to say I've watched it twice.
Yeah, I don't remember either. I forgot who did it.
Yeah. So, any games for you? I know you're saying dad life's been keeping you busy.
Yeah, this past week's been a little on the busy side. My lady, she is currently out of town, so been kind of doing solo dolo, taking care of baby girl, which hasn't really been bad. She's a sweetheart, but most of my time is focused on her. But as far as that, every once in a while I'll try to get in some gaming in. I've been haven't playing anything new just because I wanted to be able to put it down, check out baby girl. So I've been playing, believe it or not, Diablo 3 because it's easy to pick up and put down because I played it for like so long. I also was playing because, I was feeling very Jones about Steven playing Miles Morales. I was playing the first Spider-Man.
All right.
Because I'm all like, I want to play Miles Morales so bad. And then my mom is actually here this weekend, and she didn't get to see No Way Home yet, so we watched that this weekend. for the first time for her. So she really
it's
enjoyed
streaming.
that.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
streaming now.
Yeah.
I was wondering how you were watching that because my DVD shows up on Tuesday.
Oh, nice. Yeah, it's available for streaming, so we got that, and she really enjoyed it. But what's funny, and it was really cool because it was interesting to see her perspective because she never saw the Amazing Spider-Man, and she only saw the first movie of the first of Spider-Man of Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man.
Okay.
So she didn't really get like the nostalgia bait as like we did as far as like when all the villains came, like when Andrew Garfield came, she's all like, "Who's he?" Yeah.
After we watched No Way Home, I went back and watched both of the Amazing Spider-Mans. The first one's all right. The second one is so terrible, man.
Yeah, the second one's horrible.
I stand by Andrew Garfield being my favorite Spider-Man.
He's a great Spider-Man.
Just because I don't know, I liked his angsty broodiness. So I watched the hell out of some shit. I only played about an hour and a half of Elden Ring this week. I was a little busy doing stuff, but when I wasn't busy, I was watching TV and movies. Yesterday, I watched Ninja Turtles: Secret of the Ooze, Ninja Turtles Back in Time, which I slept through most of. And then I also watched the 2016 one with Krang and Bebop and Rocksteady because I was so mad that they didn't have Bebop and Rocksteady in Secret of the Ooze. They went with Tokar and Razor. Like, still upsets me from my childhood. And then what else? Oh, after that, I watched Empire Strikes Back.
Okay.
And then I watched something else after that, and I can't remember. I did turn on Suicide Squad, but I was falling asleep. But another thing that I watched this week was that Upload show. I have watched, as of last night, I have watched all the way through the first episode of season 2.
Okay.
And this is a dystopian nightmare. It is very, I feel it's completely filled with anti-capitalist propaganda, which is silly because they suckle the teat at the capitalists, which I think is just terrible writing. They feel like they need these services that these companies provide. It's very spot on for what America is today, in my opinion, where you just have to take whatever they give you and you want whatever they give you. The love story is something that we've seen 100,000 times with hot dude and hot chick, and hot chick is completely vapid, and hot dude ends up becoming more enlightened, shall I say? Hold on, I see where you're going. I see you, Steve. And then you get some dirt about hot dude, and he's really not as good as he thought he was, but I mean, his memories were erased or whatever. I think the acting is, at the beginning, it was terrible. I feel they might have gotten some more chemistry working together as the show goes on, so it's not as bad. And then I'm going to continue watching it because I hear the anti-capitalist propaganda gets even better during season 2.
Yeah.
I just think the whole, like, the season 1, it was very, very subtle with the things that they would say. But then, like, I also go and say, you're not in a capitalistic society. Panera Facebook, what the fuck is that? like I get it's a joke and everything, but like, that's not capitalism. That's you're either in fascism or some sort of crony capitalism, which is
Panera
all that we've ever
Facebook
known.
is just a comment on companies buying companies buying companies, so that when you
Right.
go buy your TV, it's by some GE conglomerate.
Right. But that's more closer to socialism than it is capitalism.
No. Capitalism is companies buying companies so that, eventually Disney owns everything. And
right. But it's the government that's also allowing that to happen. Like, there's no way a government would let Panera and Facebook join leagues right now.
Why not? Government couldn't get involved in that. There's no monopoly there.
You know what? I guess you're right. I guess it wouldn't, because there's no like conflict of interest. Whereas like the one that I hate that they let happen was Sprint and T-Mobile, or thank God they blocked AT&T and T-Mobile back in what was that, 7-8 years ago or something.
Yeah. I was surprised about the T-Mobile and Sprint merger as far as like that going through. Only because it's eventually right. I feel like T-Mobile is going to get AT&T and it's going to be monopoly as far as only being one carrier. But yeah, that was very surprising. I mean, and I actually got affected by it too because I was a Sprint member and now I'm T-Mobile, and that whole process and the whole process of transferring over was been hell on earth. Granted, go for it.
They don't even use the same damn technology for their phones.
Yeah.
T-Mobile's GSM and Sprint was CDMA. And so it was just stupid. But they do, in the first episode of season 2, mention monopolies. And I'm like, that's not capitalism. Monopolies are not capitalism. And the reason why monopolies are happening is because the government's allowing it to happen. And that's crony capitalism or fascism. And you know what? I don't think there's much of a difference between crony capitalism and fascism. I think it's one and the same. But anyways, the worst thing is like they were all anti-capitalism, but yet they wanted these products that these companies provided. Like I'll say the kids, because there's the dad, the guy who couldn't dodge a wrench. He was obviously against the idea. And in my opinion, he's the only one in the show that even has a soul. Everyone else is kind of soulless. Hence why they're opting to get uploaded.
Yeah, I need to check out the show. I know I've been having it on my queue forever. I've been wanting to watch it forever, and I haven't yet. But now that you're talking about it more and more, I am highly interested in getting involved in and watching it and seeing how pretty much art imitates life. How this is affecting how we're seeing the world today, because that's what it sounds like. A lot of this show.
It's a lot more on this like love triangle thing, and then there's a subplot to that with how dude ended up getting uploaded, and the subplot is interesting. The love story is cliche as hell, but the subplot is I don't want to say much because I don't want to spoil anything for you, but it's not like it would take many episodes for you to get in to figure out what it is.
All of everything that you're complaining about though is just framing for
I know.
It's
propaganda
for the story.
Right. But yes, it is propaganda, because the way that people consume stuff, they just accept this stuff and it just falls in the back of your head and it becomes part of your subconscious. It's propaganda. It's like how advertising used to be. The Hollywood knows how to do this stuff. They've been doing this for generations. It's no different.
I don't know what you're talking about. Whenever I open up a Bud Light, a bunch of girls in bikinis just appear and sands all over the place.
Right.
Exactly. I'm immediately transported to the beach. Like, come on, Chris, get whatever. Like, those ads are real. That's how that works.
You're apparently drinking the wrong beer, Chris.
Yeah.
I haven't seen I haven't seen a commercial for these guys yet. So I'm definitely not surrounded by women.
Yeah, I mean, Google is not, listening to everything I say, and then when I pop on Facebook, the thing I actually just said is on there. That's not how that works. That's no propaganda.
So I'm gonna keep watching the show because I hear season 2 gets even worse as far as what I don't like about the show. And then also I'm a little like, there's the whole thing that happened with the software company, and I'm a little invested with all of that. Couldn't give a crap about the love story, but yeah, sure. So yeah, let's get into our first bit, which is video. We always seem to start with video games, so we're just going to stick with that. And we've got E3 2022 canceled. I don't really want to cover the whole article, but this is just one of them. My thought, so that not only is it the in-person canceled, but they also canceled the online aspect of it.
Right. They're redoing the whole thing, is from what I got, is that they're they're going to be working on the next year's being, a completely different thing from the antiquated model of the old E3s, where people were just, the people that could get in got in, and they flew people in from all over the world to present stuff. And ultimately, what do we care about? We care about the prepackaged stuff that they're sending out anyway,
right?
That we're going to get to see. So I have no problem with them getting rid of E3 as it was, especially since over the last 2 years, I haven't watched any coverage from it. When it was canceled, any of the stuff they released, when it went digital, any of the stuff they released, I didn't watch any of it.
No,
same
here. So that brings up, do we even need an E3 anymore? Well, Sony likes doing their own stuff. Nintendo's been doing their directs. What is it, roughly quarterly for a while now? And then when Nintendo shows up at E3, it's just another Nintendo Direct. They're just doing it there.
Well, E3 wasn't just about games and consoles. It was about TVs and other things, graphics processors, electronics.
Yeah, it was Electronic Expo.
CES is much bigger for that than E3 ever was.
It is now.
Well, yeah, it is now. Yeah, but like that's like Steven said, like E3 used to be bigger than just gaming, and then it turned into this, like you're saying, where you get the most elite people can only get in, and it turned more focusedly on just showcasing pre-rendered gaming, and became this more of a advertisement and marketing scheme versus actually showcasing what's coming up next, like how CES is doing, which is why CES is so popular, because it's still singing to the resume like, no, this is new technology coming out and you can, hands-on experience, versus E3 is just like, let's find the biggest celebrity who doesn't know anything about gaming, put them on stage to talk about our game that they just have no fucking clue what they're doing.
You talk bad about Keanu Reeves.
Oh my god! I love Keanu. I love Keanu Reeves. I love him to death. But his presentation of Cyberpunk was horrendous. It was bad.
Oh yeah,
like it was over the top. It did not feel good. I was like, this is where E3 is just dying. Like it's over. I'm over it.
What was it? Yeah. What was it that he said? Like he came out on stage and someone yelled something at him, and he's like, "You're gorgeous," or "You're stunning," or whatever.
Yeah, it was so corny. I was like, "Oh, what is this?"
When he did that, though, he like won the whole event. Like that was what everyone was talking about.
Which is fine, but that's not what I came to watch E3 for.
Right.
I came to watch E3 to see what games are coming out, because that's the only thing that E3 is now. But that's not what it is anymore. It's not,
Right. I watch it to see what games are coming out and hope those games are soon. But no, they're always like 2 to 3 years off. It's like, well,
always 2 to 3 years, 4 years, whatever.
I don't care.
Or like how many times have we watched E3 and it's like the same game they're advertising, and then it's like it gets pushed back more and more. And it's like, yo, when is this coming out? It used to be where like if a game was showcased in E3, you're expected to see that game pretty like soon.
Yeah.
So I'm fine with E3 being canceled. I hope they take the time to reconfigure and figure what they want to do. But like, I don't know. I feel at this point, like you're saying, I don't think it's necessary. Nintendo does their own thing. Sony does their own thing. Like all these companies are doing their own thing now. Yeah. Like they're done. They're not seeing the value in it anymore. And honestly, like again, I haven't seen the last 2 years of it. I have YouTube, and then again, like every company's just hosting their own shit now. So it's like, what's the point? Yeah, I can't even go see hot babes anymore. That was the point of E3 see the booth babes.
Yeah, that was definitely a thing, and that's not politically correct anymore. But you can have all the shirtless dudes you want.
Oh wow!
Yeah, well, sign me up. Hold on.
No double standard there.
Yeah, forget the booth babes. Yeah, give me the shirtless men.
So yeah, I think E3's kind of been dead man walking for a while, and I think them canceling it is real. I mean, sure, readjust yourself, but you've had how long to readjust yourself at this point?
That's the point. They've had a year, and they're not ready for whatever they were going to do. What's another year going to really matter?
Yep.
People are going to forget what E3 was by then.
Pretty much.
Well, yeah, because generally the crowd stays the same age for E3, you know, the late teens, early 20s type thing, and sure, older,
Right.
but the older you get, the less of that demographic you have. And
Right.
so shoot, the kids who are about to turn 17 aren't even going to know what E3 is because they didn't care.
Yeah, man, what a whole era, man.
Yep.
Yeah, if E3's not talking about Fortnite or Roblox, then they don't care, bro.
God, yep, that's my nephews for sure. It's all Roblox and Fortnite.
It's crazy how big those games blew up, like insane. It's literally taken over everything, and I'm just this next generation of gamers. I don't know, like I don't know if they know any other sort of gaming. Like that's all they know.
So here's the other side of that is like Roblox is free essentially, and same with Fortnite. And you know, like most kids' parents don't want to buy video games. You know, and if your kids are happy with something, and then you've got people on YouTube pushing these games.
I make the argument it's not that the parents don't want to buy video games. They're buying them. They just don't want to buy video games for their kids.
Okay, sure. There's not I was going to say I don't feel like there's a whole lot of video games coming out that aren't like kid friendly.
Yeah. I mean, like even with like Roblox, you know, even though like it is free, it's still the pushing of, you know, the in-game currency type thing, right? So buying
it's not free.
That's all my nephews want. You can play for free. You can play for free.
Right.
But
no kids
gonna get all the skins and all that shit.
Yeah, exactly. So the kids are gonna push their parents, be like, hey, you know, or you know, for Christmas, like that's the thing. Like even with my own cousins, right? Like, you know, when I ask what they want for Christmas or their birthday, like they just want like the Fortnite e-cards. And I'm like, yeah, or Roblox. I'm like, are you serious? Like that's it? That's all you really want? They're like, yeah, I gotta get this new skin. Or I'm like, yeah, they got skin or whatever. I'm like, wow, this gaming has definitely changed. Like if I was a kid and you asked me what I wanted, I would want a brand new flipping game or something different, like an e-card. Like really?
Well, so I go back, like my nephews one's about to turn 7 and the other one is 10. And I go back to their age and I wanted Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. You know, like I wanted toys. I can't imagine. I mean, it's just the generation I grew up in, but like I don't buy skins now. I don't even use the free ones that come if I pre-order some crap because it usually ends up being crap after about 2 hours of gameplay.
Yeah.
You know, like, yeah, I can't imagine buying something digital and that like being so important to you.
Ooh, kind of hit that here pretty hard. A lot of kids value something digital as something that's unattainable as high value.
And then you take that to the upload show. Like, see where I'm going with this? Like, I don't know. Yeah, this is the digital currency is all fake. Everything you buy with it is fake. There's nothing real about it. And when you use it, you only enjoy it for so long. And eventually the next cool thing comes along and you don't want that anymore.
Right. You got to keep up with the trend or else you can go to school next day and your friends will be like, you still got that skin? You're whack, dude.
And the trends are so much faster than what they were when we were kids.
Oh, they're super fast. It's ADHD galore. Like these kids' attention span are like quick. Like I would not be able to survive, honestly, during this generation for school with everything with, you know, Facebook, social media, video. I mean, because like we recorded shit back in the day, but like there's a lot of dumb shit I did, but you'll never know. No kid, no one in the world will never know, right? But I would not be able to keep up with the generation in school. Like I wouldn't. I would fail miserably.
I like too much other stuff. Like I can't just be hyper focused on one thing. I wonder what kind of conditioning this is actually doing to our youth and what they're going to be like as consumers in the future when they're supposed to be responsible.
The same thing that Facebook and other stuff has done. It's decreasing your attention span. You know, I find that, you know, people go and they're sitting and watching movies on their couch and half the time they're staring at their phone, and I'm guilty of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
Instagram. How many times
Yeah.
did we come over to your house, Chris, to hang out? And a member of or two members of our group spent the entire time just flipping through Instagram. Like literally, people are there, and you're choosing to flip through Instagram.
We're so disconnected. You know, it's funny. So, have you guys seen Black Mirror, the series Black Mirror?
No,
I haven't seen all of it, but I've seen some of it.
Okay,
I haven't watched it because I heard about the first episode and I knew that story, and that's just so fucking gross.
Oh, about the pig and the prime minister. Yeah. No, so I love Black Mirror. Well, I'll say this: I love when Black Mirror was not part of Netflix, when it was still its own entity. It was really good. Though I will say one of the first episodes in season 3, that's when it came with Netflix, was actually really good. It had Bryce Dallas Howard in it, and it's called Nosedive. But basically, that mirrors what we live in today, right? Everyone's on their phone. Everyone's about status. So basically, it's a rating system. You're rated based off your clout, based off pictures you post. Everyone's always on their phone. You give thumbs up, you give thumbs down, and then your whole life is surrounded as far like if you have a high rating, you can get. It's like your credit. So if you're high rated on
credit score,
yes, it's social credit score. It's insane, but that's kind of like what we're turning into.
Welcome to China.
Yeah,
no, that's the thing there. They've been doing that for a while. And that's definitely something that we're turning into. And people like me who avoid social media, I don't know what that looks like for them.
Yeah, it's surreal how just, how that mirrors Black Mirror, how it just mirrors what we have in today in society. Because you're right, like we'll go places, we'll group, and we'll be out, and we'll be at bars, and people are still on their phone, and it's crazy. But which is why, like, for my daughter, like you're actually my family, because I'll eventually have another kid. I'm putting a rule where like we have no tech Wednesdays, or we kind of just we create things weekly, so that way we're just not always on our devices. Like I don't want to just, when she turns 3 or 4, if she wants an iPad, I'll give her an iPad, but I'll limit it. Like I'm not going to sit there and walk away and then they have to be on there for hours. Like I refuse to have my kid turn into, this this generation of short attention span kids. I refuse.
No, completely understandable on that. But then again, I mean, we live in a different world. Like I see my nieces walking around, they have tablets and they sit and read their books on tablets. They watch their videos, they play their games. And I mean, they're 3 and 5. Wow. It boggles my mind that, the technology that they're using now would have been beyond me at that age.
Right. Yeah. Same. No, you're right. That's the same. I've seen these kids, like, 3 5 years old. They have full on cell phones, and I'm like, I didn't get my first cell phone until I was like middle school. And like, if you gave me a cell phone when I was 5, I would not. Well, I mean, our phones back in the day, ours were really simple anyway. But like, I would have never be able to grasp what I'm doing with this smartphone at like 3 or 5 years old.
Right. I didn't get my first cell phone until I was in my 20s. So. But that's an age difference thing between you and I.
Yeah, I got mine when I was like 18.
That was like what, 30 years ago? That was like 30 years ago.
3 fucking weeks.
I miss Snake. I miss that Snake game. That was dope.
I miss 3-week battery life.
I do miss that too. Long battery life. I missed the polyphone ringtones, the polyphonic ringtones, and the bricks. Those are great. Nokia brick phone. You could chuck at someone
for 4 or 5 years.
Yeah. Those were simpler days.
So that was very interesting. We go from E3 being canceled to the effects of essentially microtransactions and children. So
and how microtransactions affect children, not us talking about children. We're not pedos here.
I am not microtransacting any children. No, that's not right. So Sony announced this. This is actually a couple weeks ago. It wasn't last week, but the week before, where they've got essentially their Game Pass competitor. Have you guys seen anything on this?
I've read about it.
So they've got the PlayStation Plus Essentials, which, unless I'm mistaken, seems pretty much what PlayStation Plus has been.
Right.
Where you get the 2 free downloads, exclusive discounts, cloud storage, online multiplayer access, and it looks like it's the same cost. Did that go up at all? I think $60 a year is normal.
I think that's about what it costs, because a lot of times you get it for 50% off at different sites.
Yeah, you can catch those sales, which is what, if you're smart, that's what you're waiting for anyways.
Yeah.
And then they've got the PlayStation Plus Extra. Provides all the benefits. And then this one adds a catalog of up to 400 of the most enjoyable PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 games. So this sounds like they're just adding PlayStation Now to the PlayStation Plus tier. Which, who knows how many PS5 games are actually on PlayStation Now. But anyways, so that's for almost another, so another $40 a year. For 400 more games.
I'd say that's probably worth it. If you look at it, $14.99 a month, $40 quarterly, $99 a year, 400 games. That's probably equivalent to Game Pass and what I have now with Game Pass.
Correct. I was thinking the same thing.
We'll get to the difference in a moment, because there's a big one. And it's not in this article, but there's other things that I've seen that point it out. So then we have PlayStation Plus Premier, which is $120 a year. And really, when you break down this math, you want to buy the year, because this is almost twice as much.
Yeah.
So they're kind of definitely give me the money up front type thing. So it provides all the benefits, adds 340 additional games. So you get the PlayStation 3 games, and you get some PlayStation and PlayStation 2 and the PSP stuff.
Interesting.
To me, that's frustrating. I feel like that should also be included in this, just because that's like Game Pass.
I agree.
Yeah. So that actually wasn't the big difference.
Tiers are a little bit irritating. There should just be 2 tiers, just like there is with Game Pass.
Right.
There's Game Pass. There's Game Pass Ultimate. One has, some games and the online capabilities. The other one has everything else.
Right.
So the other thing that they have is time-limited game trials will also be offered on this tier. Some customers can try and select games before they buy. So I heard somewhere else that these game trials aren't necessarily free. I've heard there's going to be not free demos on the PlayStation Plus side of things.
I've not seen anything about that. Most of this stuff I'm going to wait and see. I'm not going to buy it day one. I mean, I'll continue with my PlayStation Plus Essential just because, I need it
to play online.
Right.
Yeah.
But, whether or not I bump up to the extra or the premium will be based entirely on what I see in the first couple of months of what they release and what the other people are saying.
Right. Yeah, no, I feel that's valid. I mean, that's the same thing I did when Game Pass first came out. Like, I didn't immediately hop on and bought it. I just waited until first their catalog filled up and two, the quality of games got better and better. But yeah, now I love Game Pass. I would never not have it.
Not have it, yeah.
You said something very important there, Avery. You said when the quality of games get better and better. So what PlayStation is doing different from Microsoft is there will be no day one releases to this new PlayStation Plus tier of their games, like how we could all play Halo Infinite for freaking free if we already had Game Pass on the day it came out. They're not going to have anything like that with Sony.
They haven't said that.
That did come out. Oh, I didn't pull up the article. I don't have the article. I will find it for you after the show. But they did come out and say that first title games are not going to come out day one on PlayStation Plus.
I feel like Sony's going to change that, only because if that's the case, I feel like there's going to be a lot of Okay, it'll be like how when Microsoft revealed, what was it, the always online Xbox, remember, and during E3, and then like the huge backlash on that, and then like, okay, never mind, JK, we'll get rid of it, and Sony, mocked them for it, whatever, shit like that. I feel that's if that's the case, if Sony's really doing that, I feel a lot of backlash is going to happen, and I feel they're going to get pressured and going to force it because that makes no sense. What's the point of getting the extra, the premium, if I can't play your exclusive Sony games on with because you're essentially paying the same price as you would pay for Game Pass, but I'm not getting exclusive. Like I'm not allowed to play your first day one exclusives. Like what's selling me to get this?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you've got if you're on the Premiere, you're gonna have 740 games available to you to stream or whatever, and probably you'll maybe be interested in a quarter of those throughout the whole time you've got this thing. And then you're gonna tell me Halo came out day one and I could play Halo on the Microsoft Xbox, but God of War Ragnarok came out and I have to still give you another $60 to play that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. It's Sony's way of saying no, our games are worth it. Okay, our games are more high quality than your Halo crap. You Xbox weebs.
Well, I mean that argument could be made. I hear there's a lot of people not happy with Halo right now.
Well, they're the people that are playing multiplayer that don't have anything new to do. I beat the campaign. I played it. I kind of would like to go back and play through it on a harder difficulty mode with you guys playing alongside me.
Cool. But that'd be awesome.
Yeah, I beat the campaign. It was quick. It was quick as hell.
Yeah,
but that's okay because one, it's also it's big for the multiplayer. They just want the multiplayer. We're grateful that we get a story.
Right.
But yeah, I thought it was fine. I had fun. It took me 3 days or something.
That's not bad.
So yeah, I agree with you, Avery. I think Sony is going to definitely have to reposition themselves on the releasing day one stuff of their first party games. And I mean, obviously, I don't think Microsoft does it with every single one of them. I don't know. Maybe they do. I haven't paid much time. I've been playing Elden Ring for a little over a month now, so I probably should have canceled my Game Pass for the time being.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think as far as the heavy hitter games, I've noticed it always day ones, but I don't know if every Microsoft exclusive. I know, Halo was day one, Forza was day one, but those are their two main hitters. We haven't had a new. Wow, I can't think of their name.
They just had MLB The Show game one, and that's a Sony game.
Yeah. There hasn't been a new, there hasn't been a new Bethesda game. There you go. Yeah, as far as with the merger of Microsoft, so but yeah, and now a lot of indies, they put a lot of their indie games out day one. There's I feel there's a huge catalog, but the main hitters, again, if I own a PlayStation and the new God of War comes out, that's such a heavy hitter of a game that I expect that to be available day one. That's equivalent to Microsoft's or Xbox's Halo,
Yeah. If I'm giving you $120 a year, well, I mean that's really not bad if you got to play all the heavy hitters day one for free for $120 a year. I'd be all in. All in.
Yeah, but I mean that's not going to get the game companies any return on their investment. If you'll notice, the day one games that are available on Game Pass are primarily ones that are released by Microsoft.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I'm talking about this games that are released by Sony, like God of War Ragnarok.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, God of War's not available day one, and I got to pay more. There's no point in buying this. I'm not why would I do that?
Yeah, I think they're really going to have to readjust because I think Microsoft will eat their lunch.
And their cake.
Yep.
And their
and have it.
Well, I mean, I think Microsoft has kind of won the console war. They were able to get more consoles out into people's hands.
Yeah.
That alone is a hell of a point. Let alone all the acquisitions.
Over a year.
And
just because GameStop happened to have a bundle that was in my price range and something I wanted.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah. So I'm gonna ask you guys: do we even care about the Will Smith, Jada Pinkett bullshit?
I
Or do
don't.
we just want to go into Moon Knight?
No,
Moonknight.
we can
Because
go.
like some stuff came out with Jada Pinkett that just proved what I had to say last week about Will Smith being a broken man. It's just because she's a terrible person.
He's an extremely broken man. I feel really bad for him. But,
and that's why we're seeing what we're seeing come from him.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't even want to talk about that. I don't have any clips or anything from Moon Knight, but Steve, you want to go ahead and just take it away?
Yeah. I watched it. I'm liking what I'm seeing. I'm liking where the character's going. It's a little bit of twist from the comic books. So we're seeing a story that having read some Moon Knight comics, I don't specifically know where we're going. I mean, obviously spoiler alerts. Obviously he's in Egypt now. We're going to see an origin story for a character. What I found super interesting as I was reading, Oscar Isaac only signed up for one season of this show. He wouldn't sign on to a golden contract where he was signed up for movies and extended. He just didn't want to get his life tied up, kind of like he did with Star Wars. Also, he didn't want to, if it bombed, he didn't want to have to stick with a bomb show, which I get.
Yeah.
That being said, I'm liking what I'm seeing. I hope he comes back for more, or they weave him into the larger narrative.
Sure. Yeah.
It'd be great to see him show up on the Daredevil show, because him and Daredevil are very similar in their styles. They're street level
relationship
crime fighters. They have big bads, but they don't fight. They don't fight Galactus.
No, what I mean is like that would be an interesting relationship dynamic between Moon Knight and Daredevil.
Right.
Like, are you talking about just alter ego style, or they actually know each other as well, everything that Moon Knight is, and then oh my god. Why can't I think of Daredevil's fucking name? This is terrible.
Matt Murdock.
Matt Murdock.
Yeah.
No, I don't think, and nothing I read, but I mean, Moon Knight was an Avenger. I think he was a West Coast Avenger for a little bit. So they know each other through the superhero side of things. I think Moon Knight might have even been a Defender, although I could be wrong on that. Which is, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, Iron Fist. Spider-Man, I think, was a Defender for a little bit. Now I have to go look up and see who all was on the Defenders.
Did you watch Avery?
I did not, but feel free to. You guys can spoil it. It's fine. I will check it out tonight. But yeah, I didn't get a chance to get around to watching it.
Did you watch the first one?
Moon Knight?
The first episode, yeah.
No.
Okay. So I thought the first episode was better than the second one. I'm still okay with the show, and I'm excited to see less Steve. No offense, Steve.
I don't know what you're talking
about.
Steve with the V, but
with a V. I like the second one. It furthered the story along. The first one was good. It was a good introduction. It generally you take about 3 to 4 episodes. Now that's got to be accelerated in a series that's only 6 episodes long to really get into the swing of a show.
Right. So but usually, I mean, I wasn't I wanted more Moon Knight in the first episode, and I got it. But I also understood that the first episode was pretty good. And usually, what do you have to wait? 2 or 3 episodes? The series is usually longer, and you don't get as good as the first episode as you did with Moon Knight.
Yeah. I guess the big question is are the next 2 episodes going to be entirely focused around Luke Skywalker or not?
Did I miss something?
Book of Boba Fett.
No,
Okay.
it's
I
not
was
going to be
like,
Luke
wait, what?
Skywalker. It's going to be Thor.
Thor.
It's going to be Thor.
No, we'll have to wait and see. They 6 episodes. They don't have a lot of time to mess around. So
No, they don't, and that's kind of nice actually. The 6th episode thing is kind of nice. Yeah, I'm looking forward to less Steve because that's definitely what it seems like they're setting up for with episode 3 when he wakes up in Egypt. Let's see what else. Like they introduced, what was her name? It's not Layla. Is it Layla? Layla.
yeah, Layla.
Okay.
And to correct it, Spider-Man was not a member of the Defenders. It was Doctor Strange and Hulk and Namor.
Oh, that's right. The Hulk. Yeah.
We've all been in there.
So I think at this point, Moonknight is probably the best Marvel show.
You think?
I think. Now, I didn't watch what's it fucking called? WandaVision. And then, yeah, the Falcon, whatever the hell you want to call it, that was whatever. And then Loki was okay. And is that it? Was there another one? I think that's. Oh wait, no, there was Hawkeye.
Yeah.
I've liked them all.
I watched the first few of Hawkeye. I didn't finish it. But Moonknight has definitely been the strongest start for me. And maybe it's just because of the mystery up behind the character, and it's something we hadn't seen before. So I guess that's the show. Not much to say about Moonknight.
Yeah, I mean,
Which is interesting. I hope that changes because like I liked the first episode. Like I don't want to watch a superhero show and see some whiny person all the time. And I think they're moving away from that, but who knows?
Well, Moon Knight's always been somewhat of an anti-hero, you know. I mean, obviously the Stephen Grant character is a little whiny, but the Mark Spector version, he's a mercenary.
But in the comic books, he wasn't the whiny guy. In the comic books, he was Bruce Wayne.
No.
The Stephen character, from what I understand in the comic books, the Stephen character, the Stephen ego or whatever you want to call it, he was like a billionaire playboy type thing.
And he was not the primary personality.
Right.
In the comic books, Mark Spector is the primary personality, and one of the fractured personalities is Stephen Grant.
So,
but it just depends.
So, Mark Spector is would you say the core in the comic books, and then the other ones are the splintered, or are they all splintered? I'm not exactly sure what you mean by that.
The character always has split personalities.
Right.
That's just the character. Mark Spector in a majority of the comics was the main personality, and then he would occasionally break into the other personalities.
Right, because people don't naturally start with schizophrenia necessarily. I mean, I'm sure they could, but usually you've got like that one person who you are, and then something happens and you bloom. So, but you're saying Mark Spector was the like original personality.
He's the one that he's on a mission in Egypt, and he finds the hidden tomb of Khonshu and becomes the avatar of Khonshu, which is Moon Knight.
Is that what they say splits off the other personalities in the books?
No. There's other things that happen.
Because that would make that interesting as well. That would make it really interesting if that was the case. It's like, yeah, I became this avatar, and then all of a sudden I have 7 people living inside of me besides the avatar.
Like, yeah, that's not what causes the split personalities.
All right, well then, Steve, what you doing next week? What you got going on?
Well, I finished Spider-Man Miles Morales this week, so I'll be moving on to Horizon Zero Dawn Forbidden West for the PS5.
Nice.
and I probably will sink my toes into Ghosts of what is it? Tsushima.
Tsushima.
Two of the games that I picked up for the PS5. I
forgot. Is Ghost on PC?
What was that?
Is Ghost of Tsushima on PC?
I don't know. I don't have a PC to play it on.
I don't think it is. I think it's Sekiro that's on PC.
Oh.
Because I wanted to play Ghost, but just never got around to it. And when that came out, it was like in the middle of my transition from PlayStation to PC.
Yeah. Well, as far as watching stuff, Moonknight is the only thing I've got on my list this week of things to watch.
It'd be cool if you could figure out a way to like set up some sort of streaming or something so I can watch you play Horizon and or Ghost of Tsushima.
I'll look into it. There's got to be a way.
I'm sure there is. What about you, Pops?
Well, so Lady returns Monday, so that will be very nice. I'll be able to kind of get back in more into things. I'm looking forward to catching up on Moonknight for the week. So I'll be doing that. And as far as playing, I don't know what I'm gonna play yet. I really do. I think I want to get into Elden Ring. Like I really do. I gave up on Code Vein. It wasn't enough for me. Like it's definitely Souls-like, but it was a Souls-like I just was not willing to be punished for. So I gave up. So I need to find something else to play.
So actually, real quick, there's one other topic that we didn't cover from the previous week. They moved Obi-Wan Kenobi back
by 2 days. Calm down.
Was it only 2 days? Because the people that I hear talking about it made it seem like a bigger deal. But the big coincidence of this move is it's also the same day that I believe the next season of Stranger Things is dropping.
Oh, really?
So I thought that was interesting because it was like direct competition trying to see who could pull off the most new subscribers or whatever. I don't know how the hell they gauge making money off of these shows.
It really doesn't matter, like
right.
And also, they're going to drop the entire series of Stranger Things, only 2 episodes of Obi-Wan Kenobi. So Friday night, I'll come home and I'll watch Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Mm-hmm. And then Saturday, you'll watch Stranger Things all day.
Saturday morning, we'll have our podcast, and then I'll go straight into watching Stranger Things, and by Monday, I'll be done with it.
Yep.
Whereas I'll be talking about Obi-Wan Kenobi for weeks after we watch the first 2 episodes, because, episodic.
Right. So next week for me, you know what? I'm going to say it. I'm probably going to get back into Cyberpunk.
Hey.
I might even do that tonight. And then Moonknight, obviously. And then as far as other things, like I might turn on upload at the end of the night for stuff. It really depends on how my days go. My days are fairly unpredictable these days. And yeah, so we'll see.
Yeah. I do have something to confess before we sign off. I pre-ordered Legacy of Hogwarts.
Oh,
for the PS5. Now, I will say the only reason I did it is because I'm interested in the game and I want to see it. The biggest reason I did it, I had 2 $15 gift certificates from Best Buy that were expiring this month. Okay. I just couldn't find anything else to spend the money on.
Okay.
And then by pre-ordering that game, I got $10 back. So basically, I got $40.
Okay.
For pre-ordering the game.
I'd say you could have picked up some of them 4K DVDs, but all right.
Oh, that's what's up. Damn it. I don't know. Now I want to get a PS5. Like, oh, man, I was going to wait for a little bit, but I don't know. But I got priorities. My priorities got to be set first. I'm like, okay, let's go first, and then me. So, all right, I gotta remind myself that.
So here's the thing. Here's the thing with that. As far as like the graphics cards are going, they're expecting them to become more and more available over the next few months. So that leads me to believe that the PlayStation 5 should be following suit. I would think. NVIDIA is getting ready to announce the 40 series. Rumors are September that they're going to actually release it. I mean, they already announced it, but they're actually expecting like the end of September to release the 40 series, at least the 4080. And they're expecting that to go for $650. Like the 3080 did in all of them, and the 2080 did when they came out. So who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe things will start turning around. But on that note, thank you for watching. And if you haven't, please subscribe, like, share with a friend. And until next time, keep it nerdy.
Keep it nerdy, friends.
Peace and juice.